Here from the Hannibal TV.com. Jeff Hardy returned to AEW on Dynamite last night after a stint dealing with some legal issues and going through rehab. Wish him the best of luck. He's one of the best guys AEW has, so good to see him back. There's some people reporting that Seth Rollins walked out on WWE. He's still under contract. I haven't heard any credible sources saying he actually walked out on WWE. He makes about $3 million a year. And reportedly, he did an interview with Steve Austin around 2020, where he said he had 4 years left on his contract. So if you go by that, if he hadn't re-signed since then, he probably has until around the end of the year left on his contract. He just beat Logan Paul. Some people, the rumor is he's unhappy that he's not being used well. Well, he just beat Logan Paul, one of the biggest stars in the whole world. So I don't see how that's not being used well. I don't get the gimmick. I don't get it at all. I always thought he was overrated. There's some people reporting he's jealous of Cody's push, but Cody lost at WrestleMania. Should Seth go to AEW if they offer him similar amount? I would suggest that he probably should mix it up a little bit, but I think the people that are saying he walked out is bullshit. The guy has a family and a wife in WWE, and you can't just walk out. They don't look kindly on that. Look at what happened to CM Punk when he walked out. I don't think Seth is that dumb, and it's not like they're just going to grant him a release if they asked him for a release. But yeah, FTR have reported that I guess they also said on Dynamite last night they re-signed for 4 years with AEW, for anyone that gives a damn about them. And the AEW video game, supposedly there was a rumor out it was going to be released soon, and the company said that that's a false rumor, and it's going to be further delayed. So Tom Pritchard did an interview on this channel last night, did his podcast talking about Roman Reigns, training him in FCW. And I thought that was a pretty good podcast for anyone that wants to check that out. What gimmick would I want to use in WWE? You don't really have a choice in it. Basically, if they wanted to sign me for a large amount of money, I'd do whatever gimmick they asked. By the way, I did put up a clip of Ric Flair of Sid talking to me about making more money than Ric Flair in WCW. And some people said that was bullshit. It's not bullshit. From what I recall, Ric Flair talked about it in his book. And one of the issues Flair had with WCW is there was people that in theory should have been making less than him, making more than him. But unfortunately, he didn't always have the best business decisions and contracts, I guess. Jared says Seth is probably the best wrestler. Well, I've watched a few of Seth Rollins matches, and he has really weak punches. I'll be perfectly honest with you. His punches aren't that great. And he got beat up by a handicapped fan a couple of years ago. So that takes away a lot of his believability. But as far as a workhorse and a mechanic, so to speak, he's decent. Hello from Saudi Arabia. Hello to you. John, I don't wish relapses on anybody. I really don't. I really don't. I really am glad nothing. He hasn't actually killed anyone like Sonny with his multiple DUIs. But I really don't wish relapses on anyone. people that have the addictive personality, it's a serious problem. And I really wish Jeff Hardy the best. I truly do. John says he remembers that Seth Rollins said publicly he was terrified of that fan. Yes. Yes, he did say that. That is true. So, whatever. I know a lot of wrestling fans like Seth Rollins, to each their own. But, yeah, John thinks he knows it's coming. He does have a history of relapsing. I believe that he did serve some jail time for this latest thing. So hopefully he doesn't relapse again. That's all I can say. Glad to see him back in AEW. I've met his brother. I really like both of the Hardy Boys, and I think one of the reasons why Jeff gets brought back despite his issues, where some people would never be given a second chance, is because he's overall a nice person. So I truly wish him the best. Have a great day. I'm going to work out here pretty soon. I'm so happy that the nicer weather is finally coming. It's been a long, terrible winter here in Ottawa, Canada, and finally the ice is melting. It's no fun looking out in mid-April at a lake full of ice.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button.